Welcome to Mercy's Designs. My name is Mercy and I demonstrate Stampin' Up! Products. Today I'm going to do something a little different and show you a little hack I came up with for fixing stamp pads that have dried out or started to. So as you can see here, this one is very faded and the stamp pad was drying out, and then these are after I quote-unquote fixed it. Alright, so here is Mango Melody, and you can see it's got some weird funky looks to it. And then this is Rich Razzleberry, and it also starts to dry out. I've noticed this quite a bit with like the darker colors and a lot of purples doing this. And I think one of the reasons is these stamp pads sometimes, I don't know if I found that I didn't quite close it well, or I don't know what all the reasons are why some of them are drying out, but comment in the comments below if you're having issues with this. So, but that's not the point here. The point is to show you how I fixed it. So we'll first do a couple scrap samples. So what I'm going to do is bring in a scrap here, and I'm going to start with the Mango Melody, and that's a little more obvious. So you can see some weird funkiness here, and I'm going to write happy birthday, and well, that could be considered an ombre look. It's really not a good inking. All right, so that was sample number one. I'm going to quickly wipe this off, and we're going to do it, and this stamp pad isn't quite as bad, so I don't know if it'll have the same obvious, yeah, it's doing some of the same things. You can see that ombre look, which almost looks cool with that. I'll admit to that, but not quite the look that I'm going for. It's not evenly stamped. All right, so let's try to fix this. I'm gonna quickly clean this. So the first thing you're gonna need is something like a plastic spoon, and you want it to be something that's not going to rip at it. And what I did, actually I'll start with the Mango Melody because the color is more even, is first of all, I scooped up all the ink. So I'm just going to put this on a wet paper towel. I scooped it all up because I felt like it's drying and then just sitting on that surface. So if it's sitting on that surface, it's not going to evenly distribute. So just scoop it all up like so. Wow, this is messy. Do note that it is messy. I'm going to wipe it off here because you don't want to mix colors, obviously. And now I'm going to do the same here. So this one is in better shape, this ink pad. The Mango Melody one, I'm not sure if I can rehabilitate that one. But you can see I'm just like scraping it off. All that kind of yucky, sometimes it's like dried out on top. It's really icky. And I've even had it like have these like spur things. I don't know, almost like it's growing something on it, which really freaks me out. Sorry. Okay, so now I'm feeling like this is pretty good. Try not to rip the stamp pad. I'm trying to be as gentle as possible. So that is really icky. That was getting rid of the icky stuff, cleaning it up. So make sure your spoon is really clean between colors. Now make sure you also have the right color. That is important. And now I'm going to re-ink it really, really well. So I'm just going to saturate it. I'm going to use a lot of ink, in fact. And then cover it. And then this is equally important, especially if you're going to use it right away. Just gently rub it back in, like that. And I'm just cleaning this off camera. And so that one I feel is good. Now this one, Mango Melody, and I'm just going to clean it up as best as I can. And this one you can see a little better because the color is a lighter. So I'm really just saturating it really, really, really well. And then I'm going to, once again, push down on it with my spoon. Okay, so that's pretty good. You can see I used a ton. And some of it is sitting on the surface, which obviously we don't want. I think that's just stained. And I can see that this still has a little bit of that weird texture of dried ink. So I'm hoping it'll work, but if it doesn't, maybe it's possible some stamp pads are kind of beyond rehabilitating. And I think definitely in the Mango Melody case, it's not my favorite color, I'll just be honest. So I probably did leave it ajar one of those times, and that's what caused it. Okay, so now the moment of truth. We'll do the same sentiments. I gotta get my little scraps here. I almost hate to use up my scraps even for something like this. Okay, so, and then we did a tree, the tree. Where's my tree? Oh, here it is. Gotta do the same things, so. Okay, so we'll do a quick comparison. So this was before I quote unquote fixed it, and this is after I scraped it down and re-inked. And I think that does prove a point there. Okay, now the next experiment, which is I gotta clean quickly my stamps, because obviously we don't want the Mango Melody in the Rich Raspberry, although that's not as bad of a combination as the other way around would be. Okay, happy birthday. And now our Christmas tree. And you can see the difference here. So not quite as dramatic, maybe, but definitely noticeable. Can you see that real well? Yeah. So this was a little bit more dramatic and maybe somewhat, it was in worse shape, plus it was, it's also a lighter shade, so it's a little easier to see. So I'm glad I did two to show you, and hopefully you'll give this trick, or rehabilitation, a try, so that instead of just buying a new stamp pad, which they're expensive, you can try to recondition your stamp pad. So I think I'll call this reconditioning dried ink pads. All right, I hope you found this helpful. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing. If you have any questions, email me at mewants3@gmail.com or comment below. Thanks for watching. Happy stamping!